Disciple, the host of Spiritual Drive Show. She am a mama play playing power, the power of life, herbal center, and I was Spiritual Drive Show. So, aha, the share home near my bit said, Obeda Sudana winning Obida, Obasudana Woody, and I said, Obi our pioneer one our dying, and I said, Yari bit is a stroke, diabetes, hepatitis B. And I said, oh, pet, I will. I be discussing in a show you. So, there was a your bomb pie amount, one of the bomb pie amount. There was a dear drew council, a draw away also, and the back count, Amawanya, Wahato.
And Nunti, she are many disciples. If you then you will be a brave one on a tree, a good
Our Click TV, now we in Shira.
Wow, it's a lovely Tuesday and another edition of Click Telegram class coming to you all the way from Ghana in the English form. Most of you have been complaining that Reverend, you always come and then you teach in your language and we don't understand your language, but most of the things or the topics you treat are topics that we feel will benefit us. So why don't you give us also in English so that we can also benefit from Click TV. Now, if today is your first time of watching Click TV, what I want you to do is first of all subscribe to Click TV and then click on the bell beneath it. When you do that, anytime that I come on the screen, you will get a prompt for you to join us and learn more. There are so many of you that you know things in your kitchen as spices, you know things in your community as flowers, you know them as plants that they give you shade when maybe the sun is scorching, but you don't know they are medicine, and not just medicine for medicinal alone, but they have spiritual potency in them. For the one who created these plants, okay, is a supreme being. Hence, anything that he created, that spirit lies in them. Well, he created us, first of all, he created us on this planet, on this earth. Out of the earth, he carved you and I. Okay, he carved Adam, as the story says. Okay, now out of the earth, Adam was created. Now, let me give you an instance whereby at times such belief or such biblical belief tends to be truth, or we need to understand that yes, it's reality. When you die, this flesh that you see, okay, as soon as you die, automatically it changes and you see it as a clay, like a woven clay, just lying there. As soon as the spirit leaves or departs from this body, it turns into a clay. It tells you before man was created, before the supreme being who governs this universe that we live in. We have to bear in mind we have so many kinds of gods, and each and every one of them and what they do. You should bear in mind we have so many kinds of gods. Yes, I'm a reverend minister, but I'm telling you there are so many kinds of gods. Okay, the Greeks were very peculiar when it comes to history or record keeping. They were able to keep certain records. Okay, so we have some of the Greek gods, we have some of the Roman gods. So it tells you that we don't just have one God, but aside all these gods, there's another supreme being who created this universe that we live in. That is why when you die and they bury you, the body decomposes and it turns into soil. I hope you understand. It turns into soil for everyone. If you want to experience this or you want to see this for yourself, you haven't seen any of this before and you want to experience this, please just take just ordinary leaf. Okay, the leaf, when it's attached to its branch, is a living being. Okay, when the leaf is attached to its branch, it's a living being. Just pluck that leaf, dig a little bit, and then hole and put it in there. Okay, dig a little bit hole and put it in there. Give yourself 2 to 3 or 5, maximum 7 days. Go back and you will see that that leaf has turned into soil. Okay, that leaf has turned into soil. Do you know the reason why? We, all of us, humans, plants, and other, we all came from earth. Henceforth, anything that has to do with human and earth has to go back. So for instance, if I die, I have to go back to the earth. It doesn't mean the soul is going back to the earth. The soul will go to where it came from. That is the first thing. It will go back to where it came from. That is, it will go to the land of the spirits. Remember when we started with the series of the 3 formulas, where the alligator pepper, the negro pepper, and ginger, you blend them together to give to someone who has crossed the portal to the other side, that is the land of the spirit. Such a person is able to revive them to come back to their consciousness. Okay, the spirit or the soul sees the body as very attractive for them to come back and live within it. So all these herbs surrounding us are a sort of remedy to our ailments, are remedies to our predicaments, whatever we go through, both physical and spiritual. When we turn to these plants, whether the whole plant, whether the roots, the bark, the leaves, or the fruits, when we turn to them, they give us remedy to whatever we are going through. That is why we are having this class. So if today is your first time, just subscribe to Click TV. Whenever we come, you can also listen to something or learn something from these lectures that I'm bringing to you from Ghana, Click TV studios. Now, if you've heard of, or if you're experiencing typhoid, you're experiencing malaria, if you're having sexual weakness in bed, in terms of performing, it's not going well for you. When you work small, you feel tired, anything that you do, you don't feel okay. Now, there's this place in UK that I will recommend for you, Healing Hands Heart. Okay, Healing Hands Heart is a herbal center or a herbal shop where when you go, any product that is produced by Power Life Herbal Center or Power Life Herbal Clinic, you can get it there. Power Life Herbal Clinic, we produce so many kinds of products that are out of, we create them out of leaves, out of plants. Okay, that is what we do. Now, when you go there, you'll be able to get all these kinds of products. So if you are in Europe, you are in UK, and you are going through sort of difficulties in terms of eating, in terms of your health condition and other things, diabetes, pressure here and there, I want you to call Healing Hearts shop. Call their number, or you go to www.healingheartsghana.com. you will be able to get any of their products, and you buy online. Buy it online wherever you are. they will post it and then you'll get it. So take note of that. And then we have, anytime that I come and teach, for those who don't understand the Twi language, I always treat new topics, new plants, and how we can use them for physical and then spiritual purpose. Now, these plants that I've been teaching about, I always say, for you to get the best spiritual oil, spiritual items, it comes from the Middle East. Why? Because our brothers and sisters in the Middle East are able to control themselves, discipline themselves, that if they have to come up with this oil, okay, they will discipline themselves. If they have to abstain from food, abstain from sex, they will make sure they go through that stage to produce this oil, okay, so that when you use it, you'll be able to get the spiritual aspect of it. I hope you understand. So these kinds of oils, people who have been asking, Reverend, where can we get them to buy? Where can we get them to buy? Then I do give them websites where they can get it, but they find it difficult. I've gotten them here. I have some here, okay. If you call the front desk of Click TV and you tell the receptionist you want one, they will be able to get one for you. If you call Healing Hands Heart in the United Kingdom too, they will be able to also ship it to wherever you are in the world. They have it there as well in quantities. So depending on what you want, maybe for favor, protection, you name it. When you tell them, when you go to the website, you see it there. So depending on what you want, then you choose it. You choose whatever you like, and then it will be beneficial to you and your family. You may not know that you are sick until maybe you take a medicine, and when it triggers the ailment, that is when you know that you are sick. Example is someone who is suffering from malaria, and he or she, because of the way you are able to eat properly, you don't know you are suffering from malaria. But as soon as you take any malaria medicine, it triggers the malaria and you feel that you are dying, but you're not dying. Just give yourself 3 days, you see that you are out of it. So that is it. Let's go to today's topic, which is very, very interesting. I don't think today we'll be able to finish it because alligator pepper is very broad. I remember when I treated it on the Telegram platform, it took us, I think, 2 weeks to finish it. It took us 2 weeks, so I'll try my best and see how far I can take you today. We have from now up to 10, so I'll try my best and see how far I can take you today. When we talk about alligator pepper, first of all, we all know, if you've joined the class before, if not joined the class before and today is your first time, what I will do is just go back, okay, after today, go to the previous videos that we treated. This is the third series. Go to the previous 2 series, and then you'll be able to learn how those 3 combinations, alligator pepper, Negro pepper, and ginger, they are able to come together and revive someone who is in critical condition, who is on dying bed, who cannot talk, who has crossed the portal. How they are able to revive such a person to come back to the land of the living. Why are these 3 so important that they are able to make this body that the soul has departed from so attractive for the soul to come back? We treated Negro pepper, we treated ginger last week, and then we are looking at alligator pepper today. Alligator pepper is quite broad, so we need to take some time. You all know what alligator pepper is based on our previous series. So let's say in the food aspect, we have the food aspect, the medical aspect, and then the spiritual aspect as well. So we have these 3 categories that we are going to look at. If you are preparing food, okay, and you have alligator pepper, producer, can you put alligator pepper on the screen for them to see how the seed looks like? Now, alligator pepper comes in a pot, okay, it comes in a pot. You will not see is the seeds, okay, in the pot that we enjoy, that gives us that so nice flavor that whenever we have it in drinks, we have it in food, we enjoy it so much. And yes, it's on the screen now. We enjoy it so much. Now you see that it has a pod, and with this pod there are some seeds in it. There are some seeds within this pod. That is what gives us the flavor of alligator pepper. When you talk about alligator pepper flavor, is the seeds in that pod that gives us that flavor. Now if you are using it for food purpose, you don't need to go through in that different stages to be able to use it. Now if you are using it for food purpose, when you get it and it's dry, just get split it open, get the seeds out of it and store it in a dry place. But you have to make sure that before you split it open, the pod itself is dry. When the pod is dry, whatever that is in the pod or whatever seeds that are in the pod, it also becomes very dry. As you can see, the pod is there. It's a very dry pod, a very dry pod. And then you can see that the seeds that are sprinkled around it are also dry. Okay, the leaves there too are dry. It tells you that this is a dry alligator pepper. We have fresh alligator pepper as well. As time goes on, the producer will search for that one and then will display it as well, the fresh alligator pepper. So the seeds that you see there, you see on your screen, that is what gives us the flavor in terms of food of alligator pepper. What does it do? Alligator pepper, in our previous series, I did mention that it grows very well in West Africa. When you talk about the West African countries, these are the places where they grow very well, and especially between Ghana and Nigeria, these two places and other West African countries, you can find them mostly there. And not just for its medicinal purpose only, not just for its medicinal purpose only, but for the food flavor that it gives. Now, for those of you who are into restaurants, who are into catering, let me give you a remedy which will always bring people to your restaurant, will bring people to your table, to bring people to your corner, to always eat from your table. Why? Because this alligator pepper has this stimulant in it. And when you talk about stimulant, we all know what a stimulant is. It has this stimulant in it, and what it does is, once alligator pepper, yes, we have the fresh one as well. Thank you, Mr. Producer. Once the alligator pepper is added to food, it makes it so spicy that when you eat, you want to eat and eat and eat and eat again. You don't feel satisfied. At a point, you might feel satisfied, but as you are leaving the food, you go back again. As you are leaving the food, you go back again, or you always keep on requesting for more. Especially if you don't have appetite for food and you are preparing your soup, I'll always advise that put some alligator pepper, blend some alligator pepper and add it to your soup, and you'll be able to eat it and eat well. Okay, so it's a flavor for food that gives you appetite. It's an appetizer. Alligator pepper is an appetizer. When you add it to your food, you always have that taste to eat more. Or if it is a drink, do you know that most of these beer that we have, alligator pepper, a little bit of alligator pepper is added to it? That is why when you drink one bottle of beer, you always want to drink another one. After drinking one bottle of beer, you request for another bottle. After drinking that bottle, you keep on requesting. I hope you understand. Why? Because the alligator pepper in it gives you that taste that after drinking the one, oh, let me take one more, let me take one more. I hope you understand. There are some drinks that has alligator pepper in them, and those drinks, they sell like magic. They sell like magic. When you go to shops such drinks that has alligator pepper in them, you see them in the morning, in the evening you pass there, they are no more. They've run out of stock. Why? Because people enjoy them. When you drink them, it works on you physically, in terms of your physical body getting the right nutrients into your system, or working on the human structure. That is what it does. So a lot of people always want food that has alligator pepper in it. For instance, if you deal with fresh fish, fresh meat, and if you are not careful and you are giving fresh fish or fresh meat, whatever fresh, to prepare food, and you are not careful, you will prepare the food, but there will be no one to eat it. Why? Because the food will not be so nice for them to eat. Why? It will have this foul taste in it. But when you add alligator pepper, okay, when you blend the alligator pepper and you steam your meat or your fish, okay, you steam with it before you fry. Not just steaming. If it's fish and you are going to fry it, what you have to do is just blend the alligator pepper into liquid form. Now deepen your fish in it, let it soak it. So if you are going to fry it tomorrow, do it tonight and put it in the fridge. Whilst it is in the fridge, whatever alligator pepper that you've surrounded with the fish will soak into the inner part of the fish. If it's meat and you are going to fry it too, you can do the same thing. But if it's a meat and you are using it for soup, you can steam the the meat with the alligator blended pepper. Most people will go in for, excuse me to say, the already made alligator pepper. But you have to bear in mind that because of modernization, a lot of people are always bringing up so many things that goes against humanity. Why? Because they want to make a lot of profit. So they tell you, this is an alligator pepper that I have on the market, I'm selling. Not that I'm destroying those who have come up with original alligator pepper powder on our markets. No, if it's original, fine. But for you to be rest assured that you have original alligator pepper, it is always advisable that you prepare it at home. Now we have a lot of blenders that can blend for you to get your powder alligator pepper. I hope you understand me. So it is always advisable to make sure that you have the right alligator pepper powder for your foodstuffs. Now you can add it to your drink if you are preparing maybe squash, or if you are preparing whatever traditional drink that you are preparing, and you have alligator pepper in it. It goes a long way to help you. The alligator comes in the form of pod. That is what it's on the screen. So when they are fresh, they are reddish. Okay, when they are fresh, it's reddish, as you can see. So what you see on the screen is the fresh alligator pepper. So if you have not seen fresh alligator pepper before, that is what the producer has displayed on the screen for you to see how the alligator pepper looks like. Alligator pepper can get rid of stinky scents in fresh fish or meat. So as I said, so if it has this stinky, some kids will say it's bad, and not. If it's not, then you need this alligator spice to add to whatever you are preparing. So if it's you are steaming the meat, if you are coming to fry the fish, or you are preparing fresh fish soup, adding alligator pepper to it will go a long way to help you. So please mark it down. If maybe you are not an African and you are married to an African, please know that most of African men are so much attached to alligator pepper. Why? It has that flavor that keeps you wanting more. So people, African men are always looking for alligator pepper, food that are made out of alligator pepper. For instance, soup, jollof, rice, whatever, stew, whatever that you are preparing. If there's an alligator pepper in it, it becomes so spicy that you eat and eat and you always want more. Okay, you can imagine maybe having a child who doesn't like eating, but one day you prepare food made out of alligator pepper as your spice, and all of a sudden this kid start eating the food continually and then keeps on coming for more, and you ask yourself, hey, why is my child eating the food like that? The child is eating the food in that manner because there's the flavor in that alligator pepper keeps on making the child want more of the food. So you can see that your child that cannot eat has become so much into food and is eating more. It tells you that if you always put alligator pepper as a spice in your food, your child who cannot eat, or your husband who does not eat well, when he comes home because of the food having a little bit foul taste and here and there, the alligator pepper flavor can get rid of that foul taste, okay, for you to have a very wonderful meal for your family. So always have in mind that the alligator pepper with its flavor replaces the aroma of any food or drinks when it is added to. So if you are preparing a drink, you are preparing the food, and you add alligator pepper to it, trust you me, if you've not tried this, then you don't know how, or you don't know what I'm talking about. And it has to be the dry alligator pepper. There are some who use the red alligator pepper. That is when maybe in the northern part of our country, Ghana, when a woman delivers, okay, they use that to prepare granite soup for the nursing mother. When she eats this, okay, during that period, because of childbirth and here and there, she doesn't have appetite to eat. But when they prepare that food with that reddish fresh alligator pepper in it for the mother, she's able to eat all, okay. And once she's able to eat the first one, the rest that comes history. Why? Because when the alligator pepper enters, with the soup enters the womb, or the stomach, it goes and heals every wounds that are in the nursing mother's womb. So it goes a long way to help them, and it gets them back on track. It puts them back on track for appetite, to always want more to eat. So if you can imagine, if you are a mother and you have given birth and you cannot eat, you can just get the dry. If you don't have access to the fresh alligator pepper, just get the dry one, blend it and add it to your soup, okay. Blend it to make sure it's very powdered form. At times when you put it in the soup and it's not well blended, you find it little particles in the soup. So what you can do is, when you blend it, just add a little water to it, and then if you have mesh, sieve it, okay, so that you can filter it and just get the water coming out with the flavor of it into your soup or your stew, so that you don't have the particles of the back of the alligator pepper in your soup. It will go a long way to help you. Let me just go and drink a glass of water. When I come back, we'll look more about the food aspect of alligator pepper before we move to the medicinal aspect of it. Let me take a glass of water. When I come back, we'll do. Always remember that if you need any of the spiritual oils, if you need any of the Power Life herbal products, we have Afro Grow, hair grow for women. If you want to do Afro, you can get one as well. If you are having spiritual issues or skin rashes, there's soap that you can use which serve purposes for both spiritual and physical, and when you get it, it will go a long way to help you. If you are having diabetes, if you're having pressure and other things, just contact this Healing Hands Heart, okay. When you contact them, they will be able to help you to get any of these products wherever you are in UK or Europe. They will be able to help you. Even if you are in the States, I think it takes 3-4 days with postage and you get it. Wherever you are, if you contact them, they will be able to assist you. Let me take a glass of water. When I come back, we'll continue with more aspects of the food of alligator pepper. I'll be right back.
Disciple, the host of Spiritual Drive Show. She am Mama Peke, a brain power, the power of life, herbal center, and I was Spiritual Drive Show. So, aha, near Shahun, near my meet say, Obeda Sudana winning Obida, Obasudana Woody, and I said, Obi, our pioneer, one our dying, and I said, Yari bit is a stroke, diabetes, hepatitis B. And I said, oh, pet, I will. I be discussing in our show. So, there was a your bomb pie amount, one of the bomb pie amount. There was a dear draw council, a draw away also, and the back count. I'm a winner,
and no tea. She am any disciple. If you're then you will be a brave on a tree.
I will click TV. Now be in Shira.
Welcome back. That was Power Life Herbal Center, Mama Vic. If you want any of her products, just call the number on your screen. Healing Hands Heart. Okay, when you call them, they will be able to guide you as to how you get these products, any of them. If your hair is breaking, especially those of you in the winter zone, during this period you have breakages of hair. If you get this hair grow, it will help strengthen your hair. If you have afro and because of heart and other things it's going to break your hair, you need the afro grow, which will strengthen it for you as well. If you are having challenges with skin rashes, if you get either the spiritual and physical cream or soap, it will go a long way to get rid of all this for you. Whilst it's working on the body physically, it's working on you spiritually as well, against evil eyes and other things. And then secondly, the other ones that works on powers. Okay, we have the ones that also works on powers. If you go there, you get all this. Just call the number on your screen and they will explain into details for you to know which one you want. You tell them your problem and then they will give you what you need. We have the tea as well, the tea, which is also very good. That is what I've been drinking all the time, and it gives you a lot of energy. Why? Because it always flushes out any toxic out of your system, so you are always fit to move on. Okay, now let's look at alligator pepper, the food aspect of alligator pepper. Someone will ask me, so Reverend, I'm not a Ghanaian, but I'm married to a Ghanaian, and you are telling me Ghanaian men, they love alligator pepper, so, or I'm not an African. You are telling me African men, they love alligator pepper. How do I use it, or how do I get my alligator pepper? When I get it, what do I do? Do I just drop them in the soup? No, you don't have to do that. Get a pod of alligator pepper, or the seeds. It's the seeds that are most important. Okay, get the seed, get your blender, okay, and blend it in a powder form. Blend it in a powder form to become very smooth level. Now when you have it in a smooth level, this is what you do. Mix it with water. Mix it with water. It has to be hot water. Okay, mix it with hot water. It will extract all the flavor in the seeds that you've blended into powder. Okay, now this powder, maybe you might not be able to blend it well, so when you add it to your stew or soup, after that it will be in it and it will make it too much spicy. Okay, but it shouldn't be too much spicy. It should be a little bit spicy, not spicy. That is what will keep you wanting more. And when you do that, just filter it in your own way, or how you use in filtering dishes in the kitchen. Filter it and then use it for your soup or your stew, and you get the flavor. The alligator pepper, the reason why when you have it in your soup or stew or your drink, it keeps you wanting more because of its resistance. It has a resistance flavor. The flavor is so resistant, you cannot resist it. Okay, the more you resist it, the more you want more. So when you have it, it goes a long way to help your food to become very delicious. Hence, I will recommend it for every restaurant. If you have a restaurant and you are telling me my restaurant is not moving well, the way people are patronizing the restaurant, I'm not happy with it. Please, have you tried adding the original seeds of alligator pepper, you blending it yourself and adding it to your other spices? And I will recommend you that the same way to you, that always try and get your own seeds or your own spice in the natural form and prepare it yourself. Why? Because we have so many spices on the market, and out of this greediness, most people intend to use flavored. So for instance, alligator pepper, when you have the natural one, you see that you extract the flavor from it and it's natural. So when it goes in, it doesn't give you any complications, no sickness, no sickness. But the one they can look on, they can just use the formula of alligator pepper flavor and come up with an artificial flavor which tastes just like alligator pepper. It's the same way they can come up with so many flavors that taste like the same plant itself. Okay, so that is the powdered alligator pepper. This is a bit rough, so if you are using it in your soup, you can't just use it like that. You need to filter it so that you don't have it sprinkle, you don't have those particles in your food. I don't think if it's soup you want your husband to be having that kind of particles in it. Other than that, he might say you did not learn well. So as I was saying, if you are preparing beer, okay, I know people who prepare beer at home. If you know how to prepare beer, if you know how to prepare dry gin and other drinks, if you add alligator pepper to it, it go a long way for that product to sell more. Why? Because people will drink and always want more. They will drink and always want more because of the alligator pepper in it. So if you are telling me you have a restaurant, you have you are coming up with your own business, and it comes in line with food and it's not selling well, then I'm telling you, you are not using the right spices for your food products or your food. I know someone who bakes bread and adds alligator pepper as a flavor in it, and people are always going to the shell just to pick that bread. Okay, meanwhile there are other brands that are there, but people always go and pick it, and when you check, you see that the ingredients, alligator pepper is part of it, and not just the flavored, they use the original. So if you go to the market and you get the flavor one, maybe it could be the fake one, not the original, and it can go against you. So always you need to make sure what you are going in for is the original. So in order for you to be very safe, since you are listening to me and you are part of the class, what I recommend for you is always make sure you get your original seedlings of the alligator pepper and blend it into powder form as it was displayed, for you to get the flavor out of it. Okay, that one you are rest assured. Other than the one that they look at the formula or the components that gives you the flavor, and they come up with chemicals flavor, which when you take it after some time can give you so many complications. As I said, in the northern part of our country, okay, when we come to tradition in certain part of Africa, during marriage, alligator pepper is added to the kola nuts that are presented, especially in the Nigerian side of Africa and the northern part of Ghana. When during marriage, to make the marriage very spicy. When I say if something is spicy, then it means there's happiness. To bring happiness in that marriage, they add alligator pepper as part of the certain items that the elders will use as they are waiting for the ceremony to start. The kola nuts and everything that they will break and share as unity and everything, there's alligator pepper beside it. So you see that they will dip the kola nut into the alligator pepper and chew it. Whilst they are chewing it, the chewing and everything with the kola nut will bring happiness in the home of the new couple, or even during the naming ceremony. Do you know that we have deviated from our culture? At first, during naming ceremony, our ancestors used to add pepper to the items. Okay, so salt, water, maybe sugar or pepper. Okay, then they will tell the child, if you taste salt, say it's salt. If you taste water, say it's water. If you taste sugar, say it's sugar. And if you taste pepper, say it's pepper. Now, the pepper that they put in this world that we are all living in, remember, it's a struggle. It's a survival of the fittest. So they want you, as from infancy, for you to know that you are coming to a world where you have to be very hardworking. You have to make sure you are on the right path. You do everything. Other than that, you are going to face that meant aspect of life, and nobody wants to face that meant aspect of life, because mint burns. Okay, pepper burns. Why? Because of the mint in it. And in those days, what they were using was alligator pepper. They use the alligator pepper for the child, and it brings happiness in the life of the child. Okay, it brings happiness in the life of the child. Why? Because the alligator pepper itself is a flavor wherever it goes, it is welcome. So when you use during the naming ceremony of a child and you use alligator pepper as part of the naming items, you've done the right thing. The child will grow and become happy. Why? Because he will be on track. Everything that he does will be on track. So you need to be very careful about that. If I think we have all deviated from that tradition, if we can go back and then pick it up, it will go a long way to help us, whilst this brings happiness into the life of our newborn baby. So for if you have a newborn baby and you are doing the naming ceremony is in few days or is just around the corner, the package or the ingredients that you are going to use for the naming of the child, please add alligator pepper to it, so that mint in the alligator pepper, when it touches the tongue of the child, he will know that yes, he is coming into a world where everything is not sweet or salty as it tastes, or water as he feels, but there's also hardship and other things that he has to be smart enough to be overcome such trials. And when you introduce the child to such thing, he or she becomes very happy, because already you know that this is what is going to happen to you and you are prepared for it, so you always be happy. So we need to think about that as well. Now let's look at the medicinal purpose of alligator pepper. The medicinal purpose of alligator pepper. Most people, especially the women, they have low libido. They don't have that. You can sleep with them and they will just be lying there throughout the sex. They don't have libido. Okay, their libido level is very low. So instead of them feeling that process of the sexual intercourse, because their libido is low, they don't feel it. So the man try his best, and even at a point can even hurt the woman or himself in the process, trying to please the woman. Okay, trying to please the woman. if you are having such a situation and you're a woman, what, remember when we were treating the Negro pepper, I told you when you have just given birth and you have this thingy foul smell around you, boil some of the Negro pepper and drink some, and whilst it kills the wounds in your womb, and then wash beneath your under there with some of the warm water. It's the same thing that you are going to do, but in this case you are not going to wash beneath under there with the alligator pepper. What you do is just blend it into powder form, okay, and then boil it for between 5 to 10 minutes and drink it as a tea. Okay, drink it for some time. So not just you drink it today and you leave it. No, give yourself, let's say, 7 days. Drink it for 7 days. You see that your sexual desire that is down, that you don't make your husband happy in bed and he's always looking outside. You see that it will arise. It will arise. Alligator pepper has that medicinal in it that can boost the libido from becoming from low to high, that you always want more. Why? Because even when it's in food, you want more. How much more when it's in sex? You want more and more. The man will tell you are tired, and you will tell him, hey, you are not tired, I want more. Do you understand? So if your libido is very low, get alligator pepper, grind it, blend it and get it in a smooth level and use it as tea. It will shoot up your libido. And then alligator pepper also flushes the body if you come in contact with any sexually transmitted diseases. If by any chance, especially the women, this goes for you. Most of the women are walking and they have gonorrhea, they have syphilis, they have so many diseases in them, they don't know. Why? Because the woman structure is very powerful than the man structure. I always say in my class that women are more powerful than women. Why? Because when a man comes in contact with gonorrhea, within 3 days he comes out to know that I have gonorrhea. Whilst a woman can have gonorrhea for more than 5 years without her knowing. I hope you understand. So for you to be on a safer side, if you think you can't trust your man based on 1 or 2 reasons, just get the alligator pepper tea and drink it continually. Okay, drink it continually, maybe 200 ml in the morning, 200 ml in the evening. Okay, before you eat, drink it before you eat, and it will go a long way to help you. It will flush out any sexually transmitted diseases in your blood. If it's in your blood, if it's in your genital side, it will get rid of all those things. The stimulant in this alligator pepper always arouse your sexual or your sexually feelings. So if you can't feel for it, you feel for it whilst you are drinking it, and it's flushing out this toxic out of your system. It's cleaning your genital side as well. There are so many people who always, I don't know what they think about that, but they will say that, oh, I want to have a very tight under for my man. When you drink this tea, okay, it clears everything out of there. If you have whites and everything, it washes it down. It gets rid of it out of your system, because the white is forming within you. So it goes and heals whatever wounds that is there, that is producing that sore that is coming out. It gets rid of it, and then you are free from it. So have it in mind that if you have white and you drink the alligator pepper tea, it will get rid of it for you. So women, at the same time, if you have white, you can call the UK office, okay, the UK store. They have white medicine as well, which they can give you, and it will help you. If you don't have access to alligator pepper, just call them. They have all these, which they can also supply you as well. Now, most people, okay, you can chew the alligator pepper dry seeds, okay, the dry one, you can chew it. Sometimes you don't want to sleep, you are always taking coffee, you take in caffeine. You're taking drinks that contain caffeine, and this caffeine can generate to give you pressure. They can generate to give you so many diseases. But alligator pepper does not generate to give you such. It does not give you any side effects. Okay, so if you, instead of drinking the coffee, you can drink the alligator pepper tea in the place of the coffee, and it will keep you awake. If you chew coffee, chew the alligator pepper instead. Yes, you're going to have a burning sensation in your mouth for some time, but within the short while you see that you are okay, and it will keep you awake. I remember last Friday we were here. I started the program around 11. I closed at 12, and when I left here, when I was going home, I had the alligator pepper tea in my car. I just took it. I go home, I did not sleep. I had to travel the following morning, and I did not sleep for more than 24 hours because of the alligator pepper, and I did not have any side effect as well. I was able to eat. When it was time for me to sleep, I went to bed and I slept like a baby. You see how it is. When you are ready to do something, it puts you in the mood of it. When I was ready to sleep and it realized that the body is now relaxing, it also relaxed, and then I was able to sleep. Unlike if I've taken in anything that has caffeine in it, whilst I'm trying to relax, and it's trying to also harass or awaken that beast in me that you cannot sleep. Okay, so instead of, if you are a fan of taking in caffeine products, you can use alligator pepper in the place of that, and it will go a long way to help you. And please be careful, if you are a pregnant woman, do not take in alligator pepper. If you are a pregnant woman, don't take in alligator pepper. Why am I saying this? Because if you are not careful, it will flush out the baby in you. The same way, if you have if you have any sexually transmitted diseases in your womb or your female genital parts, it's able to heal you from that. It's the same way that when it sees the baby in your womb, it will see it as toxic and then flush it out. When I say this, please, it's a precaution that I'm giving. I'm not saying go and abort, get pregnant and use alligator pepper to abort it. In some cases, it will not work for you. Okay, and you might end up giving birth to a child who might be deformed because maybe certain parts might come and the child will still remain. So please, in order to make sure we don't make such mistakes, if you are not ready to bring forth these children, these wonderful children, into this world, please protect yourself when you are having the sexual intercourse. I'm not saying having sexual intercourse is bad, but whereby a child is formed within it and you go and abort it, that is when it becomes very bad. When we get to where you make peace with Mother Nature with the alligator pepper or Mother Earth, you understand the reason why I'm saying this. The reason why a pregnant woman is not supposed to take this is the same way as it flushes out STD. It's the same way that it will flush out the baby out of your system, your body or your womb. So you need to be very careful. Blend alligator pepper and take it as tea. So if you are having any complications, you are not sure, especially the women, maybe you have some foul smell coming from your genital parts, and at times people will tell you that when you pass, we smell this foul smell on you and other things. Please, what I will recommend for you is the alligator pepper tea. Start taking the tea for some time. You will see that if you are having itching issues at your genital side and you are always scratching it, which is turning into sore and other things, when you begin to drink this tea, it will start repairing those sore tissues in you. It will get rid of them and then repair and give you new ones, which means that you'll be cured from that STD, whatever it is, whether gonorrhea, whether syphilis, whatever it is that is disturbing you. It will be able to help you out of it. So the men too, if you have STD, and you have gonorrhea and it has started showing you symptoms, don't wait for you to say, oh, it will go. Just take the alligator pepper tea and it will flush out, or it will heal whatever that is producing that white fluid in your system. It will go and get rid of it and put in a new tissue. It will replace, it's a replacer, okay? It will replace those tissues that are producing that white fluid for you to be clean, or for you to be back to your normal self. So you know that you were having this fluid and other things. When you see rashes at your genital side organ and other things, at the penis and other things, when you drink the alligator pepper tea, it will get rid of all these things. And some STDs can also give you skin rashes, okay? Some STDs can go direct into your blood and give you skin rashes. I've seen one before, and what I recommended for the person was alligator pepper tea. Just drink it, and whilst he was drinking it, the rashes were going, and he came out to confess to me that yes, truly, Reverend, I slept with some small girl, and then she has given me this, okay? And then I asked him to take the tea, because whenever he comes to my office, I'm taking the tea, so I'll prepare some for him as well. And within the space of a week, those rashes were kind of dying off. They went off, and there wasn't any scar showing that he had rashes all over his arms and legs and everything. They were all gone, okay? It heals the tissue and get rid of the old one and replace it with the new one, so it makes you feel like a newborn baby. So that is the alligator pepper for you. And if maybe you have a skin rashes which is not that of maybe sexually transmitted diseases, and you want to make sure that you are getting rid of it from your skin, this is what you do. Just get blend the powdered alligator pepper, okay? The powdered alligator pepper, mix it with shea butter, or if you have anything that is related to shea butter, mix it with it and use it, okay? Use it as your cream. Within a week or two, you will see changes that whatever skin rashes, that eczema or whatever that came or you are experiencing will be leaving you, okay? It will be leaving you. So you can get your shea butter, get the powdered alligator pepper. As of now, we won't know how you can prepare your powdered alligator pepper. Get the powdered alligator pepper and then prepare it, mix it together and use it as your cream. If you are having bald head and you want it to grow, just use the shea butter and the alligator pepper in it and apply it, okay, whilst drinking the tea. It will repair those tissues that are not making the hair grow, and your hair will grow back. So if you have a bald head, your remedy is alligator pepper tea mixed with alligator pepper tea that you will take in to heal the tissues within the scar, and then the shea butter with the alligator pepper mixed together, which you apply on the bald-sided part of your hair, or even throughout the whole hair, and give yourself some time. You see that you start getting fresh hair. It will come like a baby. Alligator pepper always gives out something that makes you feel like a newborn baby. If you are maybe fighting against age, like aging, you are having gray hair and you don't want to have gray hair, okay, drink alligator pepper tea. It will bring in that freshness of hair in you. So you might be 50 and other and above, okay, and because you are drinking alligator pepper tea, or you are chewing the alligator pepper as a stimulant, it will always give you that natural black or brown hair that you have, okay? If you don't want to have the gray hair, you can use the tea and it will go a long way to help you. Alligator pepper always puts you first. It makes you feel like you are a baby. Alligator pepper tea fights against all parasites. So if I talk about parasites, I hope you all know malaria parasites and other things. It fights against it. Use blend alligator pepper and use as tea, and mix some with shea butter for your body against anti-aging. So for instance, if you are fighting against anti-aging, you feel that you are having wrinkles here and there and you don't want to have it, you want to always look young, what I will recommend for you is alligator pepper tea and shea butter mixed with alligator pepper. Now let me end here and take a short break and drink water. When I come back, we will see the other side or the other medicinal side of alligator pepper. Let's take a short break and come back.
For disciple, the host of Spiritual Drive Show. She am Mama Peke, I bring power, the power of life, herbal center, and I was Spiritual Drive Show. So, aha, near share home, near my meet say, Obeda Sudana winning Obida, Obasudana Woody, and I said, Obi, our pioneer, one our dying, and I said, Yari bit is a stroke, diabetes, hepatitis B. And I said, oh, pet, I will. I be discussing in our show. So, there was a your bomb pie amount, one of the bomb pie amount. There was a dear draw council, a draw away also, and the back count. I'm away, Wahato.
And no tea. She am many disciple. If you're then you will be a brave on a tree.
I will collect TV. Now be in Shira.
I had to drink some water to keep me moving because you can imagine being in this room whereby the air conditioning is blowing and it always keeps the throat dry. If you don't drink water, I'll be here and you start realizing that I'm having a broken voice, and I don't think you'll be happy for me to have a broken voice. So I have some few comments here both on Facebook and YouTube. Let me read them and then we'll continue with the medicinal purpose of alligator pepper. Salomi Ofori Yabua, that's my name. Say good evening, brother. Good evening, brother. And then the same Ofori Yabua again says, thank you for teachings. Thank you, my brother, for coming to also watch as well. Share for others to also benefit from it, brother. And Shana said, we appreciate you, Mog. Thank you for the English version. Much love from South Africa. Oh, South Africa, hi. I hope everything is okay. Wanji? And then Nana Ofori says, this is wonderful, real health information. Yes, please, if you practice it, it will go a long way to help you. Alligator pepper doesn't give you any side effects, so you can put it in practice and then it will go a long way to help you. And then we have another one here. It says, I'm really enjoying your show. Remains from Kumasi, or remain from Kumasi. Keep it up. Okay, Kumasi, I hope you are all doing well. That is my second home. Kumasi, that is my second home. Kumasi people are so lovely. They are so lovely. My regards to everybody in Kumasi. Let's go to Facebook and check the messages we have on Facebook as well, so that they will also feel part of this program. We can't just leave them like that. Let me go to Facebook and see what we have there. Let me go to Facebook and see what we have there. So on Facebook we have few of them. We have sets. Say hello, good evening, entire family. I'm watching you from Adan. Oh, Mr. Set, welcome from Adan. Adan too. I have a house here, a house there which I hope you are close to the river. It's so wonderful there at Adan. And then Asante Darlington, he says, what about we guys? I did say about the guys. Asante, I said if you're a guy and you think you have STD, just drink the alligator tea. If you have bald hair, just drink the tea and then mix some with shea butter, the powdered one with shea butter, and apply it on where you think, or even if you have skin rashes and other things, use it and you look like a newborn baby. Okay, so Mr. Santi, if you did not get me on that side, I think if you go and do some recap, you'll be able to understand what I did explain it earlier on for you. Nicholas Ajay said, please, why don't you speak Chi so that we can understand it well? Oh, Nicholas, I'm so sorry. Today's version is for the non-Chi spoken people. We have people who are always bringing their comments, and every comment is very, very important. You need to, take it into consideration. Okay, we can't just neglect them like that. They always tell us, we don't understand your language. Can you give us in English form for us to also benefit, because we know what the plants or the whatever that you are treating over there is very good and is helping your people. So give us in English so that we can also understand. That is why. So if you don't understand today's version, don't worry, I've already treated this in class. You can join the Click Telegram class, and then when you go there, it's there. You can watch or listen to those lectures, and it will go a long way to help you. Let's look at the likes and the love and the laugh that came in so far. Evelyn Annan likes us, Joyce Telata likes, Good White likes, Georgina Owusu Ansa love us, Samuel Asante like us, Victoria Mengo like us, Kusijo Imbuma also like us, Obapa Esifua like us, Nabla Ekuba Nimako okay also likes us, Seth Ahemfo likes us, Busy Future likes us, J Thomas likes us, Bibi Davis also likes us. So we have all of them coming in to show their love for Click Multimedia and then Click Telegram class. We are all welcome. Everything that you are, any data or whatever amount that you are spending to watch us is much appreciated, and we pray that you benefit from what we are giving you as time goes on. Now let's move on again and then look at some of the medicinal purpose of the alligator pepper. I did mention that when you have malaria, but I did not continue about that. Remember that the alligator pepper, okay, it has leaves, and the leaves looks like a bamboo leaves. Okay, the leaves of alligator pepper looks just like the bamboo leaves. Now this is what you do. If you think you are down with malaria, just get the leaves of alligator pepper. Now modernization has made many things so simple for us. Blend it, blend the leaves of alligator pepper. When you blend it, put it on fire for 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, you drink it for 7 days. The first 3 days is not going to be easy for you. You feel that you are dying. You are not dying. It's getting rid of that parasite in you. The malaria parasite in you is getting out of it from your system. It's flushing it out. These malaria parasites can be in your system, and because the way you are able to eat well and regulate the body system, it can be in your system for 3 years without you knowing. I hope you do understand. So when at times if you think you don't trust your system very well, just get the alligator pepper leaves, the fresh one, blend it, put it on fire to extract the medicinal in it, and drink it for 7 days. You drink 60 ml in the morning, 60 ml in the evening before meal, for 7 days. Okay, the first 3 days is not going to be easy for you. You feel very weak, but after the third day you will feel very strong. When it happens that we don't stop, if you stop, the parasite will still be in your system. So continue for 7 days, and it will flush it out. It will come through your urine and feces and other things. So you can use the leaf as well for to get rid of the malaria parasite in you, and it will go a long way to help your family and you yourself as well. Always remember, pregnant women, stay away from this. Pregnant women to stay away from this. It's best to drink it for 7 days. That is what I said earlier on. And then for those of you who always want to, they always say that, oh, I think I have a lot of toxic in me. How do I detoxificate myself? For detoxification, drink alligator pepper tea or chew the seed. For those of you who are going through, who think you have a lot of toxic in you due to the food and other things that you eat. For instance, at times, due to the nature of this job, you end up eating junky foods, okay, like fast foods and other things, and because they have high concentrate of oil and other things in it, it passes up and becomes toxic in you. At times you have constipation for like 3-4 days. You can't even eat yourself. If you are going through that stage, what I recommend for you is the alligator pepper. Okay, it's the alligator pepper. When you drink it, it goes a long way, or when you chew it, it goes a long way to detoxify you from all this toxic that you have in your system. So if you have toxic in your system and you don't know how to get rid of it, you are thinking of going to spend a whole lot of amount on it, please don't. Just get alligator seedings and then chew them or blend it if you can, but the best thing is to chew them for some time. Give yourself 3 days, chew them for 3 days before meal, and it will detoxify you from all this toxic that you have in your system. It keeps you so if for instance you drink the alligator pepper tea. For instance, I've been drinking the tea. I drink the tea every morning, and when I get home I drink it as well. So what it does is, because of the work that I do a lot of talking. This lecturing demands a lot of talking. When I leave the visual class, there's this how do you call it, other class as well, which I have to go and see to them as well. So in order to do all those things, what I do is I have to make sure I have my alligator pepper tea beside me morning and evening, and it always keep my voice on track. So if you sing at church, or you're a musician and you are having problem with your voice, or you are a motivational speaker, and due to the nature of how you talk, or you're a lecturer, the number of hours you talk in the lecture theater, it's affecting your voice. This is what I recommend for you. Get the alligator pepper tea, or just get the alligator pepper and chew it like the way you chew ginger. Just chew it like that. It will clear any flames or anything choking your throat. It will clear all. It will flush all down, and when it flushes down, you know where it will go through. The will come out and you'll be free. You will have your throat smooth as ever. You have the throat smooth as ever. So you need to get that for your throat as well. If you sing, if you lecture, whatever you do, if you talk like the way I'm sitting here, then alligator pepper tea is what I will recommend for you. You need alligator pepper tea if you're a musician. Some of you, before Sunday, your voice is very good, but before Sunday something happens, maybe due to the environment you are here and there, and you tend to lose your voice, especially those of you in the winter side. During winter, most of you tend to lose your voice because it's so frozen, you can't do anything. You tend to lose your voice during that time, and that is when you need the alligator pepper tea. Instead of going to drink hot coffee just to keep you warm, why don't you turn to hot alligator pepper tea and drink it instead, which will not give you any pressure or will not give you any complications at the end of the day. So you need to look at that as well. Now to the part that we need to understand most of us we come and then we are always having spiritual issues, and we tend to ask ourselves, why are we having spiritual issues? We are having spiritual issues because we live in two dimensions, the physical and then the spiritual. And most of our life, okay, we only live about 3% of the physical. The rest, the 93 or the 90, is the spiritual. Everything that you and I are going through now has already happened in the spiritual side already. Okay, that is why we have living a day before it starts. For your seniors on the in the school platform or in the school the Telegram class, most of them know about living a life a day before it starts. Those are the reasons why we are able to live a day before it starts. Why? Because the body or the soul is able to travel to the next day and see what will happen in there, so that when it comes back, you are able to know how to correct the obstacles within the day. Okay, with time you understand. I will teach you that spiritual aspect as well, living the day before it starts, so you begin to know all these things, which will go a long way to help you. Let's look at the spiritual benefits of alligator pepper. The spiritual benefits of alligator pepper. Before we move on to the spiritual benefits of alligator pepper, then I remind you that Healing Hearts in the UK and Europe. Okay, if you are in UK and Europe, Healing Hearts is there for you. Just contact them on the number on your screen for any of Power Life herbal products. And then the spiritual oils, any from this oil, for instance, it's an Arabian oil, but I've amplified it with alligator pepper and other herbs as well, which will go a long way to help you. So of all the things that I will say that alligator pepper does, the oil itself is extracted from a sage oil, from a sage plant. Okay, so a sage and alligator pepper and other plants coming, sage oil and then alligator pepper and other things coming in order. If you make your research, you will be able to know what it will do for you. I hope you understand. And when you go to their websites, all these are there for you to get some to buy. When you use alligator pepper, is there any cause or any side effect? When you use alligator pepper for spiritual purposes, are there any side effects for you? The answer is no. Why is it no? Alligator pepper itself worship the creator. Okay, the one who created this universe that we live in. There are other gods as well who also governs other aspects of what we do now. But this alligator pepper worship the creator. So if you get closer to this alligator pepper and you don't do the right thing, it leaves you, it disappears. Okay, it disappears. That is why people use alligator pepper for vanishing spiritual remedies. When we get there, I will show you how you can use alligator pepper to vanish, and not for you to use for bad deeds, but if you are using it for bad deeds, it's not going to work. But for good deeds, when something is happening, it will quickly move you from there and you'll be saved. So if you use alligator pepper for spiritual purposes, there are no side effects. The answer is no. Is no. Why? Because it relies, or it depends on the creator. So any negativity that surrounds you, if you use it, it clears all this negativity. That is why in the physical aspect, whatever STD that you have in you, when it enters you, it flushes it out. It's the same thing that when it enters you spiritually, if you are having any bad energies around you, it will get rid of it. The alligator pepper is known as the door opener. The door opener, or open doors. Why? Because of its good deeds. When it comes into your life and you do the right formula, you use the right formula for it, it is able to open doors for you. For instance, for those of you whom one way or the other you have committed abortion before, listen to this very well. If you have committed abortion before, if by any means someone has died and you are responsible, if by any means a woman got pregnant and she said she was going to abort it, and you, the man, you think you are free, you gave out money for such a thing to happen, those blood are crying for you. Remember, everything that is human, that is this body, okay, comes from the earth, from Mother Earth. So anything from here or this body, when it leaves, it goes back to Mother Earth. So the blood, when as a result of getting rid of the baby and everything, you don't just go and dump them anywhere. Maybe you bury them. Even if you dump them in the sea, it still comes back to the land. I hope you understand. And the sea is part of the land as well. So this is what happens. That blood will always keep crying for you. And how do you get yourself out of that blood crying for you? Some could be lies that will get people killed. Some could be so many things that you will do that will end up people in their grave. And those blood will be crying for you. If you are innocent, fine. But if you are not innocent and you are sitting there and things are not going well for you, then you should know that that blood is crying for you. And if it's crying for you, there is no way you have peace of mind. Stay tuned, and then I will show you how you'll be able to get yourself out of this spiritual predicament that is hanging on you due to certain things you did when you were in your 20s or in your teens. You'll be able to come out of it. If the woman got pregnant and he said, I want you to give birth, and she went on her own way and did the abortion solely, then you are free. But if you gave out money, then you are also part of it. Okay, there's a formula that you can do for you to be out of it. Now, before you can use alligator pepper for it to become very effective spiritually, there's something you need to do. Using alligator pepper for it to become very effective spiritually, there's something you need to do. What do you need to do? You need to bury it for 21 days. You need to bury the alligator pepper for 21 days. Okay, so if the alligator pepper, not just one seed of the alligator pepper that you are going to bury, no, the whole pod. Producer, can you put the pod of the alligator pepper on the screen? Put the pod of the alligator pepper on the screen. Can we go for a short commercial break and come back, please? Let's go for a short commercial break.
For disciple, the host of Spiritual Drive Show. She am Mama Peke, I bring power, the power of life, herbal center, and I was Spiritual Drive Show. So, aha, near Shehun, near my say, Obeda Sudana winning Obida, Obasudana Woody, and I said, Obi, our pioneer, one our dying, and I said, Yaribitis a stroke, diabetes, hepatitis B. And I said, oh, pet, I will. I be discussing in a show you. So, there was a your bomb pie mount, Mamma, the bomb pie mount. There was a dear drew council, a draw away also, yet a back count, Amawanya, Wahato,
and Nunti. She are many disciple. If fear then you will be a bra upon a tree.
Our Click TV. Now we in Shira. Former son for disciple, the host of Spiritual Drive Show. She a mama pay care bring power, that power of life, herbal center, and I was Spiritual Drive Show. So, aha, near share home, near my big say, Obeda so that I will need Obida.
Okay, sorry for the short commercial break. We are back again now. For the alligator pepper to be very effective, to work for you spiritually, what you have to do is bury it for 21 days. Bury it for 21 days. Now, what you do is you need the whole pod. Producer, can you put the pod on the screen again for me, please? You will need that pod, okay, that alligator pod. And if you want to maybe bury 2, you want to bury 3, you can still go ahead and do it, as many as you want. But remember, in the course of doing it, do not have negative thoughts in your mind, or don't harbor things in your mind or in your heart, because what you are doing is purely spiritual. You are communicating with the supernatural. Okay, you are communicating with the supernatural, so you need to be very careful as to what you are doing. You have to abstain from sex, which is 1. You have to make sure you are clean enough to bury it for that spiritual purpose. So if you are someone who is watching and you use alligator pepper as spiritual remedies for others, and you don't know you can bury it for 21 days for the power that lies in it to intensify, then I'm telling you, you can do that. And this is how you're going to do it. You need to find a dry place where children doesn't play over there, or a woman will not go and cross there. You need a dry place. So normally during the time of our ancestors, this is what they used to do. They used to bury it maybe in the farm where only the men go there. Okay, they bury it at that side for 21 days, and then before they use it for that spiritual purpose. Now, because of modernization, a lot have changed. So this is what you can do. If you are going to bury it in your house, you need a dry place, and this is how it's going to be. It has to at least go down. If 4 feet is okay, 4 feet down, you dig 4 feet down and you put it there. But bear in mind, if during the time of you burying it, if you are harboring things in your heart, remember that alligator pepper that you are going to put down there will not be there waiting for you. If you've done abortion before and other things, please hold on and listen to the remedy for the abortion and other things before you go and bury your alligator pepper for 21 days before you come back for it for your spiritual purposes. So you get the pot, put it on, get your tools and dig like 4 feet down, and then put the alligator pot in there. When you put the pot in there, cover it and make sure you put something to signal you or give you a demarcation that this is where you planted it. Okay, this is where you you buried it. Sorry. Then leave it for 21 days. Okay, make sure where it is, nobody will go and urinate there, nobody will throw dirty water and other things there. It has to be very clean, because alligator itself is very clean, very neat. So if you treat it badly, it will move from that side. Spiritually, you go and it's not there. I remember in the classroom, some will come and put it on the platform that I went and buried it, I can't find it, and a whole lot. So you have to make sure that where you are burying it It's very good. It has no foul smell. It smells okay. The environment is dry. Even if it rains, okay, it's okay. Okay, even if it rains and where it is open, it's very, very okay. So you bury it for 21 days. Now on the last day, you remove it from, you go and then remove it from the ground. Okay, you bury it for 21 days, remove it from there, and there's a way you open it. There's a way you open it, and this is how you're going to open it. You take it to your back. You take the pod with your left hand and put it at your back, okay, and then you use the right hand to go to your back as well. To split it open, you don't have to see it with your eyes, okay. To split it open, you don't have to see it with your eyes. So you take it to your back and then you split it open at your back before you bring it forth. So for instance, when you bring it forth, you should have a breakable plate, let's say a glass plate, because when the alligator pepper gets in contact with soil, anything that is soil, it starts activating and starts working. I hope you understand. So if you put them in ceramic, they are going to disturb you. So get a plate and put them in it. Or if you buried 3, use the same process. You go to your back and split it open with your fingers at your back and bring it front, and then remove the seeds and put the seeds in the breakable plate. Now, how you store these seeds? Get a jug with a cover. You know, nowadays we have a lot of jug with covers. We have a lot of jug with covers. Get a jug with a cover, okay. So when you transfer it from the white plate, it goes direct into the glass jug, and you cover it. You leave it there, okay, and keep it at a neat place, a very neat place. Alligator pepper always wants environment that is neat. So even if you are going to keep it in your kitchen, make sure where you are putting it is very neat, so that whatever power that lies within it will be able to work for you properly, okay. And now, before you split it open, remember, before you split it open, always remember that you have to be barefooted when you remove it from the ground. You have to be barefooted when you are planting it, sorry, when you are burying it. And if you are a man who always puts scarf, like the way our brother Muslims or others do, please do remove it before you do it, okay. Remove the scarf from your hair, remove your slippers, and then be barefooted before you bury it. And when you are going for it to the same stage or the same formula that you used in burying it, that is what you use. Use your bare footed, go and then take it out and then split it open from your back whilst you are barefooted. The women too, please, you have to do the opposite. You have to cover your head. So if your hair is not covered, you have to cover it, but make sure that your hair is not artificial hair, okay. It's no wig. Make sure it's your natural hair and cover it, and make sure you don't have any color attached to your body, like makeup, cuties and other things, artificial nails. You have to make sure you are free, you are natural from all. You are natural, okay. You're a natural woman doing that process. If you're a woman and you are doing it and you have artificial nails, it's not going to work for you. It's not going to work for you. You go and bury it, and you go and you not find it. Why? Because you did not follow the formula that you're supposed to use in burying it, okay. So you have to be careful when doing it as a man or a woman. A man must not cover the hair and must be barefooted, okay, and a woman must cover the hair and must be barefooted as well, and both must split it open from the back. Not that the woman will split it open at front and then the man will split it open at the back. No, And the reason why you are doing this is to make sure that the power that lies within it is amplified. Okay, it amplifies it. That is why you put it down for 21 days. And once it's down there for that 21 days, it is not going to rotten. It will only be misplaced, or you misplace it, or you lose focus of where you buried it when there are things within you which are not okay. For instance, you are working for someone, the thoughts and everything about you towards the work is not positive. You go and it's not there. You are in a relationship, your mindset and everything towards the relationship is not positive. It will not be there. Whatever that you are doing that is negative, okay, you will go and it will not be there. Why? Because the alligator pepper is a powerful spiritual medicine or herb, which you don't have to joke with it. You go and it has vanished. It has vanished to a different place, and you can dig the whole environment and you will not be able to find it. So you need to be careful. And remember, you burying the alligator pepper, okay, and removing it and putting it at your back. If you don't put it at your back, okay, it's at your own risk. It's at your own risk, because you leaving it there for 21 days and you taking it and putting it at your back to split it. If you don't do it that way, it's a sign of showing respect, okay, showing respect to the Creator, that thank you for accepting my prayer. Because before you bury the alligator pepper, when we get to making peace with Mother Earth, which will come all the way back to how you bury your alligator pepper, you will understand the reason why you need to make sure that you bring it back and split it open. So it's a series that you have to follow week to week to be able to understand and know how to apply them. So now you have your alligator pepper splitted. It is well done. Everything is in order. You have your storage, which is the glass, the jug that has a cover, which you have covered it. So what next? You are ready to use it for your spiritual purposes. You are ready to use it for your spiritual purposes. So it will make things work rapidly for you. That is the rules. Once you are able to bury it and you go and you find it there, then it means that spiritually you are clean. You are clean. You can try it at home. If you think maybe you've done abortion before and other things, you can try it at home and see. Either you meet it rotten or it's not there. You meet it rotten or it's not there. It has happened severally in a class whereby they were debating as to why it wasn't there, and then I refer them back to the presentation whereby it tells them the precaution they have to take when they are going according to the formula that I gave them. Hence, before you bury it, you must introduce yourself very well to the alligator pepper before you bury the alligator pepper. So you see that if you are following the presentation, it is adding up. Before you bury the alligator pepper, we've come back to the initial stages. So this is a kind of flashback before and then. Okay, we are having flashbacks in this presentation. Before you bury it, you must make sure you introduce yourself very well to the alligator pepper pot. The pot that you are going to put down there, the introduction that you do is the prayer that you say on it. So it's nothing so humongous or so dangerous that will confuse you. Okay, it is nothing so dangerous that will confuse you. This is what you do before you bury it. You have to say a prayer, and that prayer is the introduction that you're going to do. So for instance, me, Joseph, I am burying this alligator pepper so that whatever that I use it for spiritually will be very rapid for me to get whatever I want. Maybe I need money, I need job, I need that. You say all that, okay, and you have to make sure you mention the day that you were born. So if you were born on Wednesday, you mention the Wednesday, depending on the language which you speak. You mention it before you put it down there. You need to be very careful. So take note of all this, and it will go a long way to help you. Why do you have to do this? Because the alligator pepper itself worships the creator. It worships the creator, the one who governs this universe, as you and I live within or live on. The one who governs it, that is the one that this alligator pepper worship. Some calls him master of all arts, because if you are not a good architecturer, I don't think you'll be able to put things, humans and animals, and look at how beautiful this world is. Travel to the countryside and see how these trees and these natural things look so beautiful. They even look beautiful than the ones the artificial ones that we are putting. Come and see the structures that we are putting, and go to the countryside and see how the trees are very well organized over there. You see how beautiful the creator is. So if you are not a good architecture, I don't think you'll be able to do such an architectural work. So we give him a plus for that. We give him a plus for that, and that is the kind of being that this alligator pepper worship. And remember that we have so many kinds of wicked gods as well on this earth. So once you are introducing yourself to this alligator pepper, the kind of prayer that you are going to say on it is what will come to pass. Remember, I always tell you, in your wish for things or your desire for things, be careful of what you desire for, because whatever you desire, we shall get. Whatever you desire, we shall get. So if you desire that you want to own this place, surely it will come to pass. If you desire that you want to be someone big in the future, it will come to pass. I remember I did certain example that I wanted to be a disc jockey way back when I was like 9 years or so. And my mom asked me, she asked me, what do you want to become? When I told her I want to become a disc jockey. So okay, fine. Then she bought me a ghetto blaster. So it has two sides of cassettes. So whilst I'm playing here, so during within the house where we live, when we are having party, I am the DJ. I hope you understand. It went on and on. Whilst I was growing up, I was adding more of the DJ aspect to it, to the point that I ended up in a film school. Okay, so in the concept of me becoming a DJ was fulfilled. Out of it, I kept on building upon it. So based on what you say on this alligator pepper is the results you get. So as we have the good supernatural being governing this universe that we live on, the same way we have other wicked ones as well peeping through. We have people who are always peeping their nose through things that they are not supposed to do. It's the same thing. As we humans live, is the same thing. They are always peeping their nose through where they are not supposed to be. It's the same thing. So if you are introducing yourself, if you are giving that prayer to the alligator pepper, and you by mistake say things which are curse and other things, that is what that alligator pepper is going to do for you. It's going to, when you use it, it's going to give you negative reaction. So you have to be very, very careful. Always introduce yourself to the alligator pepper, or after everything, introduce your alligator pepper as well to the master of all arts, or the creator of this universe. After you have said whatever prayer you want to say on the alligator pepper, make sure you introduce this alligator pepper to the master of all arts as well. And how do you introduce this alligator pepper? How do you introduce this alligator pepper? I will show you how you introduce this alligator pepper. First of all, as I've been saying, Power Life Herbal Bitters. Okay, Power Life Herbal Bitter. This is very good. Very good. It's very good. If you go to Healing Hands in the United Kingdom, you will get, if you are in Europe and you find it difficult to get this, normally you call and then they tell you where you are. We can't bring it to you because we don't have an agent there. Now we have an agent in Europe and UK. So call Healing Hands in Healing Hands Hearts in the United Kingdom. Wherever you are in Europe, they will make sure you get one. If you are in the state too, and you call them, they will be able to help you. And then there's another one, the cough mixture. During this COVID pandemic, if you get one in your house, it will go a long way to help you. And there's one that is also good for PAS, okay, Picoflex, which is also good. And then remember, I was talking about the Afro. For those during this winter, a lot of people are going to have their hair breaking down because of the warm scarf or cap that they'll be wearing. They will get it broken. So if you get the Afro grow, it will help you. And then we have the hair grow as well for the women. Okay, it will also help you. Now this is the one I love most, the spiritual soap. It's very green, very green. Okay, very green. It comes with the black soap and different types of herbs. Black soap and different types of herbs that comes together to give you this. So if you are someone who is battling with spiritual issues, okay, you are having spiritual magnetism, you are having issues that has to do spiritually, I will recommend that you call Healing Hearts shop in the United Kingdom and get one of these. When you call them or you go to their website, they will be able to explain into details for you as to how this soap will work for you. When you go to the website, you will see it. And then we have the cream as well. This is how the cream also looks like. It has the alligator pepper that I mentioned right now. It has some of the alligator pepper in it as well. So if you open it and you're in the studio here, you can smell the aroma or the scent of alligator pepper in this cream. And it's shea butter mixed with other herbs and alligator pepper to fight any skin rashes that is disturbing you. And then at the same time, as it's fighting the skin rashes that is fighting against you, it is also working for you spiritually. It's working for you spiritually. So when we talk about Power Life Herbal Center, we think about you physically and at the same time spiritually. And then we have these wonderful oils from the Middle East that are also in here. As you can see, one is here. When you go to Healing Hands Heart, you get some there to buy as well. Now what it does is, remember, we as time goes on, you begin to learn about some of these plants, sage, lavender, so many of them, how each and every one of them works and what they do. Aloe vera and other things. Aloe vera, for instance, prevents accidents and it gives you protection. Okay, so if you get an oil that is made out of aloe vera, it's extracted from aloe vera, essential oil extracted from aloe vera, and its main purpose is to give you protection and other things. It will go a long way to help you. So if you are someone who has maybe an industry whereby it's all about machines and people are always getting hurt, you get one of these, it will go a long way to help you. We have this as well, which also has herbs mixed with lavender. Okay, you all know what lavender does. So it has a bit of rosemary in it. It has a bit of alligator pepper. It has a bit of negro pepper in it. All these coming together gives you a very powerful attraction or spiritual usage. For instance, if you want to prevent accidents, you want to make sure you have power over your speech and you get this, it goes a long way to help you. It drives away evil spirits or evil eye, evil mouth, and other things. It goes a long way to help you. And then spiritual magnetism, if you get any of them, it will be able to help you. And then to have good dreams, so many more. If you go to the website, you see all these there, and we make them out of these herbs, okay, not blood or something, out of these herbs that we make such amazing oils from. So if you haven't gotten one for yourself, you can get it one for yourself and family, and it will go a long way to help you. It will go a long way to help you. Let us continue. We are, our time is almost due. So unfortunate. As at when we are going deeper, then the time is due. I promise you, God willing, next week when I come, we'll finish with all the spiritual aspects of alligator pepper, whereby, do you know, you can, with alligator pepper, you can disappear and appear. I will show you, God willing, next week. And do you know, with alligator pepper, you can do so many things as to living a day before it starts. How do you do it? God willing, next week I will come and explain all these things to you. And remember, with alligator pepper, if you try to use it for bad deeds, it will disappoint you. If you are trying to use alligator pepper for bad deeds, it will disappoint you. Except if you are using it for good deeds, that is when it will be there for you. So if you think Reverend is going to teach how to appear and disappear, so I'll enter a shop, pick whatever I want to pick, and disappear. That is when the alligator pepper will tell you, my brother, my sister, you cannot disappear. Stand here. And then you will tell me that, Reverend, what you taught me, what did you do with what I taught you or what I'm teaching you? You have to be careful as to what you use the alligator pepper for. You don't have to use it anyhow. Now let's go to and wrap up with our alligator pepper. So now you introduce it to the creator. That is, once you have prayed on the alligator pepper, you have to also present the alligator pepper to the creator once it's lying in the small deep pit that you have dug over there. Now you present the alligator pepper to the creator, that Master of the universe, I present to you this alligator pepper, that may you look over it, so that whatever that I've said or introduced to it, when after the 21 days when I come, you protect it for me, so that when I come, I'll be able to find it and use it for my spiritual deeds, and it will go a long way to help you. Do you know that alligator pepper can help you with your third senses to also enable to see better? If your third senses, your third eye opens, it goes a long way to help you. You see beyond the ordinary that the ordinary man can see. Now, the bearing alligator pepper that you have, the purpose that is going to give you is going to drive away all negativities that are in your life. Is going to drive them away from you. During these 21 days, make sure you think not of negative things within these days. So during that 21 days, don't think of negative things. If you think of negative things, it will go against you. So if you are someone who is always thinking about negative things, you are always thinking about negative for people, you instead, wherever you go, there's tension. Then you should know that, please, you have to bear in mind that there's no way you can bury it and you find it there again. No. You don't find it. It's not meant for you. It's not meant for you. So you need to be very careful. I have a few messages here. Let's read them and then wrap up with what we have today. From Nicholas J again, please. Okay, what is this? What? Okay, I think I've. Okay, with that of Facebook, I think we are done with that of Facebook. Let's go to YouTube and see if we have comments at YouTube as well, and then we wrap up today because our time is due. It's so unfortunate. it's becoming very intense, and we have to end it. From Phil Plays, he says, amazing information. Yes, Phil, that is what alligator pepper can do for you. So many. So if you are, maybe you've slept with someone whom you are not sure has, or you are having this funny experience at your genital part, I think you have to start drinking the alligator pepper tea to flush out this your system. It's always good to drink the tea to flush out your system, maybe once in 3 months. You drink it to flush out your system. If you are someone who doesn't sit at one point, like you sleep with this and you sleep with that, always try to flush your system once in 3 months. It will go a long way to help you. And then Rebecca Rubio says hi, and then fire, and then she raises the hand. Yes, Rebecca, more fire, but our time is due. So what have we learned today? Today we've realized that with the alligator pepper we'll be able to prepare very delicious meal. In terms of brewing our beer and a bit of alligator pepper in it, it will go a long way to help for people to patronize it, because it will give them the taste to always want more. Alligator pepper always gives you the taste to want more. If you are preparing any soft drink and you put a little bit of alligator pepper in it, it will go a long way to help you. If you are a caterer, and of all the meals that you are preparing, your cake and everything, if you put a little bit of alligator pepper in there, it will spice it, and people will always want more. Okay, people will always want more. I remember this advert that says, we want more, we want more. That is alligator pepper for you. It will always want you to want more, but make sure you prepare it yourself. If except maybe you know that this company produces the natural stage of alligator pepper before you go in for it. If it does not produce the natural stage of alligator pepper, I will please with you that prepare it at home. Don't rely on such remedies, because it will go a long way to affect you. It will go a long way to affect you. You may be using it for spiritual purpose, but because whatever was used to prepare it is not natural, it's artificial, you will not get your results. I remember this man who said he's going for vanishing remedy or formula, and they told him drink a white cat. And then when he got the white cat, as he was on his way, he tried to examine the cat very well to see if there's no black within the thing of the cat, and then he realized the cat has one black hair, and so he quickly removed those black spots on the cat, not knowing he was not supposed to remove them. He was supposed to present it as it was for them to reject it. So he took it to them, and they said, okay, fine, it's okay. They did whatever they have to do, and then he got his vanishing medicine. Now they were trying him, he vanished, and his eyes were still in the wall. You see how it is. So in the course of doing your formula for your alligator pepper, you have to make sure you use the right formula, else you will vanish, and your eyes will still be in the wall. It's just by the way. Anyway, it's just by the way. This is where we end today's section of our English version of Telegram class. God willing, next week I'll come your way again. Of all the things that I said here, if you don't understand anything, just forward it to the click office line. Just tell the receptionist that I don't understand ABC that Reverend said. When you call that office line, she will make an appointment, and then when I'm in the office, I will talk to you and explain into details as to how you understand them. God willing, next week Tuesday I'll be back again with the continuation of alligator pepper, how you can vanish with alligator pepper, how you can win love with alligator pepper, how you can do so many things with alligator pepper, including making money out of alligator pepper. Next week we'll meet, God willing. Bye bye.
Disciple, the host of Spiritual Drive Show. She am Mama Peke, I bring power, the power of life, herbal center, and I was Spiritual Drive Show. So, aha, the share home near my meet say, Obeda Sudana winning Obida, Obasudana Woody, and I said, Obi, our pioneer, one our dying, and I said, Yari stroke, diabetes, hepatitis B. And I said, oh, pet, I will. I bet discussing in a show you so. There was a your bomb pie amount, one of the bomb pie amount. There was a dear drew council, a draw away and also, and the back count, Amawanya, Wahato.
And Nunti, she are many disciples. If you're the new review, a brave one on a tree, a good
I will click TV, now be in Shira. Almost song for Disciple, the host of Spiritual Drive Show. She am Mama Peke, I bring power, the power of life, herbal center, and I was Spiritual Drive Show. So, aha, the share home near my meet say, Obeda Sudana winning Obida, Obasudana Woody, and I said, Obi, our pioneer, one our dying, and I said, Yari stroke, diabetes, hepatitis B. And I said, oh, pet, I will. I bet discussing in a show you so. There was a your bomb pie amount, one of the bomb pie amount. There was a dear drew council, a draw away and also, and the back count, Amawanya, Wahato.
And Nunti, she are many disciples. If you're the new review, a brave one on a tree, a